Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. For this Throwback Thursday review, we're doing something a little bit different. So technically this Mafex Deadpool is a Throwback Thursday because his original version did come out like a handful of years ago, but this is the brand new reissue from Mafex. So I decided to just categorize him under Throwback Thursday because he's still an older figure at heart, nothing new or any new accessories that come with him. So this is the front of the box, shows Deadpool right here. Has the Medicom Mafex logo. You can see a nice image of the figure and some of the accessories he comes with. On the side, you see him standing there. On the back, you see some of the poses you can get him into, some of the accessories he comes with, some of his expressions, and then some of the accessories for his belt. And then on the other side, you see another picture of Deadpool there with his sword, and then you see the Deadpool logo or name right there. So let's get this guy open and take a closer look. And here's the Deadpool reissue out of the packaging. Initially, when this guy came out, I did not buy him. I actually opted for the Figma version, but it was literally only because this was a time when Mafex was not great with their QC. So I was really afraid that if I bought this guy, he'd be a disappointment. He'd like crumble in my hands and I would miss out on the Figma, which I knew that they probably were never going to reissue. So yeah, but looking into 2025 and the improvements that Mafex has made, I was more than happy to have this guy, and I'm glad I got him because this guy is awesome. He's bigger than I thought he would be. You know, he looks really nice. This is the Giruhiru art style, which is really cool. I've seen a couple of his things, especially with Gwenpool, and I think that design is really nice. But coming in and looking at the details, so you got the traditional Deadpool mask there. Looks good. He's got the little Deadpool drip on the back. You can see on his neck right there, he's got the black and the silver buckles, kind of continued painted. And then he's got the black and silver on his chest. You can see that there's a bit of dark red shading along his body. His belt buckle there. Really nice paint deco on the pouches on his belt. And of course, looking at his arms, he's got the nice buckles there. Down on his hands. Everything's really cleanly painted. No issues there. Nice strap on his leg. Coming all the way down to the boots. Nice shin guards. Boots have that bit of red, not bleeding over. Bottom of the feet. Just traditional treads for boots. Then taking a look at the back. Again, more of that shading you kind of see in it. You know, they have sculpting to kind of show how it stretches across his body. This is for the suit. And yeah, looks really nice. Can't really complain. I think they did a great job. And this will probably be the last Deadpool I ever buy, to be honest. So for articulation, his neck is on the same kind of joint system as the Spider-Man, where the ball peg in there has that little crick in it. So he can look up a lot, and then if you turn it around, he can look down a ton too. But for right now, he can look down about that much. He does get side to side, and as you can see, that his neck is moving as well, which is really nice. And one other thing to note is that when you move his head side to side, you might get a little bit of gappage, but you can kind of hide it if you don't go too far over. So like right there, you might get a gap, but the articulation is good. Of course, he can swivel it all around, moves all around with that lower neck piece as well. So the neck and head are on those double ball pegs. For the arms, gotta be careful because these arms do come off pretty easily, but it's really, I assume it's because of one of the accessories he has. So trying to push it all the way up without making them fly off. Get up to about that much, which is good. He does have butterfly joints that come in about that much. To be honest with you, they don't really go back a ton, or maybe mine are just stuck. And again, fighting with the arms trying to come off, but going back, not a ton. He does have bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which look good. The wrist gauntlets do not swivel, but his hand is on a straight peg that does hinge, and then you can rotate that to hinge in any other way you want. And of course, the arms do go 360, and they also come off for the 50th time. For the abdomen, he can lean back like all the way. Complete lean back. Of course, you're going to get that big gap up here. You're going to get a little bit of gapping down here, but he does have that mobility. and then crunching forward. Move this arm out of the way. He can move forward about that much. It's pretty good. Again, a little bit of gapping on the back. This diaper piece is not soft, but you can get his legs to do a pretty decent split. Then he does have a drop down as well, so his legs can pull down, drop down, and that's how you kind of get that. Then using that drop down, kicking forward, these pouches right here do lift up. So kicking forward gets up to about that much. He does have double jointed knees, a little bit better than 90. He does have a bit of a thigh swivel. It's not like a traditional thigh swivel, which might have been a little bit easier to maneuver when you have his legs up. But coming down to his feet, the feet can go down about this much. They can go up about this much. And then he does have decent ankle rockers, a really nice ankle rocker. And a little bit of a toe joint, which doesn't really move a ton, but it moves a little bit. So yeah, Deadpool's articulation is really nice. You can get him into whatever pose you want him to get into. If you need him to be like running away from something, you can definitely get that pose. Let me see. So you can definitely get like a running or like lunging, I guess, pose. This is more like kind of like a running pose. You can get him to do, you know, kicks. Pardon my hasty, quick posing, but just to show off some range on the figure. You know, still looks pretty cool. And of course, with the ankle rocker, you can get him to, let's see here. To kind of be in like a wider stance. And he might not stand just because of my table. Oh, there we go. So yeah, you can get him into a pretty wide stance. So any pose you want to make with a wide stance like that, you can definitely do it. So this figure has that. But let's get out of the articulation, or get away from the articulation, and take a look at some of his accessories. So for accessories, Deadpool comes with a stand, a Mafex stand, which is pretty nice. You can put him on there, have him do any kind of like in the air pose. It also comes with this other longer stick if you didn't want this extended arm, I'm assuming, because there's not another base that you can put him on for this stick to kind of go through. But yeah, he does come with the base and all the pieces for that, which is cool. He comes with two different head sculpts, so the one he has on him is kind of like a neutral one. This one is more of that squinty-eyed look, really nicely painted. And then he has one where the eye is wide open and one eye is squinted. I don't mind if they made them like a full head sculpt, but I've gotten so used to the different eye pieces that I kind of wish they just gave us those, because then we could have gotten like a hard eyes accessory or an expression with him looking excited. I would assume he would have a pose like that from the comic, but I don't know. I've never read it. Then he comes with the harness here with the the swords that he comes with. And these swords, you can remove the hilt when he's using them. But that's the harness right there, and to put it on him. You can take his arms off if you want to. I guess that's the easiest way to do it, since they already pop off. And then slip the harness on him. Just kind of position that where you want it. And then plug the arms back in. So that's one way to do it. If you don't feel like pulling his arms off, you can literally just put his arms behind his back and then put the katanas on that way. They're not going to break, or at least mine didn't, as long as you're pretty careful with it. But yeah, but that's how he looks with the katanas on. I think it looks pretty good. And speaking of katanas, he does come with two of them. So they are both identical. They don't have any kind of difference, but has that nice metallic paint And the hilt has the metallic paint on it as well, and then the grip of the sword is red and black, which is nice. And then he comes with 2 different Deadpool belt buckles, which is an interesting accessory. I've never seen a figure come with that. So one with the eyes wide open. And then he comes with one that's like the one he has on, but it's angry eyes. And I dropped it, so give me 1 second. Alright, and belt buckle found. And I ended up putting it on him so it doesn't fall on the ground again. But this is the second belt buckle he comes with, which is all red and has the red eyes, where the traditional one has the white eyes right there. So that's a new accessory that I didn't think that anyone would be interested in, but he has it. So if you like to play around with those, you can. And then for hands, he comes with 2 of these like hang loose or call me hands, which is pretty cool. Comes with a pair of like relaxed, or you can even use these, I guess, for posing hands. They're really nicely painted and sculpted. Comes with a pair of thumbs up hands, or pointing to himself hands. Has a pair of splayed out hands. Has a pair of pointer fingers, or like gun fingers, or you can even use them as like calling someone a loser, or calling himself a winner. And then he has a pair of hands to hold the katana, or swords. And then he has a pair of hands that have trigger fingers, but he doesn't come with any kind of guns. But any gun that you own will work with this guy, so feel free to use any Marvel Legends, any other Mafex weapon that you might have, or even Rebotech. I know they made a lot of those little model kits where you can build different weapons. You can definitely hold them, and then you can pose this guy with them. But yeah, that's the one thing that he doesn't come with, and I don't know why, but I guess you can't really get around it. But those are all of his accessories. Let's take a look at some size comparisons. So for size comparisons, here he is compared to the official Mafex Blue Suit Wolverine, and then this is the CT Toys Mafex third party, or I guess knockoff, Helverine body, which is just the brown suit Wolverine. Deadpool is definitely supposed to be taller than Wolverine, but for some reason he seems like really tall. Maybe it's just, I don't know, some illusion or trick of just seeing all of them next to each other, but I do like the scaling. I think that should be pretty accurate, but let me know down in the comments if you have any insight as to how tall Deadpool should be and if he should maybe be a little thinner. And then here he is compared to the official Mafex Spider-Man 185, I believe. This is the classic suit, and then the CT Toys Miles Morales. Again, I feel like Deadpool is like overall just like thicker or like a bigger Mafex figure. Like it's not the same kind of thin, lean build as Spider-Man or even the CT Toys knockoff, which is using some Mafex molds. But I still think it'll look pretty good. But I don't know if Deadpool is this much taller than Spider-Man. And then here's Deadpool compared to the Mafex BVS. Actually, I think this is the Mafex Justice League Batman, my bad. And the Super 7 TMNT 2003 Leonardo figure. Again, just comparing him to someone that does have more musculature, I feel like this is a better, look, at least on the shelf. I know he's more of on the realistic side, and Mafex has not made a movie Deadpool. But still, I think it looks good. Plus, DC is currently making a Batman versus Deadpool comic, so if you pick this guy up, you could definitely do some multiverse shenanigans if you have the SH Figuarts movie Deadpool and like the Figma Deadpool versus other versions of Batman. And again, if you just want him to hang out with the Ninja Turtles, I mean, I think that looked pretty good as well. The Ninja Turtles are short, so that kind of scales correctly. And then last but not least, here he is standing next to some Marvel Legends, so the Marvel Legends Iron Man and Marvel Legends Animated Series Spider-Man, and this is the height comparison I think I'm looking for. So funnily enough, this Deadpool will probably look really good next to all your Marvel Legends because he is tall enough, he has that similar type of bulk, so he could actually be a good stand-in for your Marvel Legends Deadpool if you don't have one that you really like. So for final thoughts on this figure, I like it. I really like it a lot. And I guess this is the perfect time to get it since they're reissuing the Mafex, so I don't know if he was expensive after he came out the first time, but now that he's back to normal price, I definitely recommend hunting him down. I got mine from Hobby Genki. I think Nin Game was going to have him up for pre-order. I know Big Bad Toy Store already sold out. But definitely check on the import sites to see if you can find a place that, you know, is going to get them in stock. Maybe Plaza Japan, although I haven't ordered from them in a long time, so I'm not sure how easy it is to order from them anymore, or if they're still, you know, a reliable source to get your figures from. But yeah, I really like this guy. I think the articulation is fun. I think his size is fun, even though he is a little big for, you know, regular import figures, but I still think he's pretty fun, and especially putting him into your Marvel collection if you primarily collect Marvel Legends but just wanted the Gurihiru art style, he's definitely worth the price. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you're going to pick up this reissue, or if you already own him and if you still like him, or if you just wish another company or Mafex would make a different version of Deadpool, or a more comic accurate Deadpool, and give him all his weapons and guns. So yeah, thank you guys for watching once again. Take care and have a great rest of your day.